Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Jen Ah. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7, streaming on YouTube. In your top stories, sponsored by Carnegie Heights. As you may know, businesses across Clark County were able to increase their capacity limits to 80% this weekend. However, some restaurants plan to keep at least one of the COVID-era modifications long-term. The host of the show Bar Rescue says many customers like curbside pickup, and many new restaurants and stores are now being designed with that in mind. In other news, after 27 years on the run, a tip from the victim's family led to the extradition of a Nevada fugitive. Review-Journal's Renee Summerhour explains how the first sign of hope for the family of Gary Selby Jr. came in December of 2020. Good evening, Renee.
Good evening, Jen. In 1992, Samuel Gallardo was driving the wrong way on the interstate in his friend's 1977 Ford when he collided with Selby's vehicle, killing him and seriously injuring two passengers. Gallardo's blood alcohol level, twice the legal limit. He was placed in low minimum custody, but then he escaped on February 24, 1994. The case went cold until 2015 when Selby's family tipped off authorities to Gallardo's whereabouts. Selby's sister-in-law, JODIE, says that she used skip tracing, a method commonly used by private investigators to locate Gallardo.
So what's interesting about it is I just kind of went back to the basics and got a copy of the police report. I think that's how we started.
The whole file.
Now at 52, Gallardo is at High Desert State Prison in Indian Springs and faces one felony count of escape. He is expected to appear in court on May 18th in Carson City. Selby's family plans to be there. Jen?
Plus, it's an incident that forced thousands of evacuations and sent hundreds of people to the hospital. This Thursday will mark exactly 30 years since the chemical leak at the Pioneer Chlor-Alkali Company plant near Henderson. We're talking an estimated 70 tons of chlorine escaping, blanketing parts of Henderson and eastern Las Vegas with this toxic green cloud.
There was this huge cloud. It was kind of a green or amber colored cloud, depending on which way you were looking into it in the light.
This incident led to operational and legislative changes to prevent another incident like this. Now to your business news, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability. Meredith Corporation announced today it will sell its local media group to Gray Television for $2.7 billion in cash. Fox 5 in Vegas is one of the 17 TV stations included in the deal. In more business news, the pay gap between Nevada casino companies' average workers and their CEOs is growing wider, according to filings with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission in 2020. CEOs are making anywhere from 66 to 591 times that of an average employee.
A large reason for that is because a lot of these executives, their compensation is made up of shares or stocks in the company and isn't liquid cash. And so because we saw the stock market recover quickly over the last year during the pandemic, that means that a lot of the pay for a lot of these executives actually saw a boost compared to the year prior.
The filings show CEO salaries are growing while their employees' wages remain mostly stagnant. If you're thinking of heading to LA for Memorial Day and want a first-class ride, you're in luck. FLIXBUS, the low-fare passenger bus service provider, is looking to test a premium version of its Las Vegas to Los Angeles route between May 27 and June 7. Tickets start at $60, a bit pricier, but include expanded legroom and complimentary snack service. Now a check on your weather, sponsored by 1 Hour Air. No matter the season, no matter the reason, 1 Hour is here for you. We're starting off the week warm and sunny. Then later tonight we'll be cooling off to the 60s. And that's before heating back up for Tuesday. Looking ahead for the rest of the week, the temps are looking to hit the low to mid 90s. And don't expect that sun to go anywhere. Leading into your weekend, winds are expected to pick up at around 20 miles per hour, and highs should dip down to the 80s. In your lifestyle news, sponsored by Get Healthy, Clark County, just in time for all that hot weather ahead of us, splash pads are now open at Las Vegas parks. We went out to one of them over the weekend, and it looks like these kids and pets did not need a reminder from us. With COVID restrictions easing, the splash pads in the city of Las Vegas are open daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Sports, sponsored by Scenic Brewing Company. The city of Las Vegas is officially on the clock. The National Football League has announced that it will come to town for the 2022 NFL Draft on April 28th through the 30th. The 2021 NFL Draft recently wrapped up over the weekend in Cleveland. Raiders beat writer Vinny Bonsignore writes that the league has been eager to showcase Las Vegas, its newest market, as a premier NFL destination, with hopes the city could host a Super Bowl as soon as 2024. Stay with us at VegasNation.com for all of your Raiders and NFL Draft updates. Sports betting, sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. The Raiders' odds to win the Super Bowl dropped from 50-1 to 20-1 on Thursday at Circa after reports that Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay and listed Las Vegas as one of his preferred destinations. Circa moved the Raiders back to 40-1 as the Broncos became the front runner to acquire Rodgers. But if the reigning NFL MVP is traded, Las Vegas is the 5-1 second choice behind Denver at DraftKings Sportsbook to be Rodgers' 2021 team.
In your health news, sponsored by 4M Dental, love your smile again. The head of Nevada's COVID response is leaving the governor's office to return to the Nevada system of higher education. In June, Caleb Cage will serve as the Vice Chancellor for Workforce Development and Chief Innovation Officer. Governor Steve Sisolak says Cage's expertise in emergency management and leadership. Now to your entertainment news, sponsored by DiscoverYourNevada.com, brought to you by Travel Nevada. If you're wanting to see Bruno Mars in July, you're going to have to pay up. According to Park Theater, all 6 of his shows sold out in minutes. Bruno Mars then issued a statement saying, quote, "That boy hot," referring to himself. The only way to buy into his show now is through MGM Resorts VIP packages, which start at a whopping $6,500 and include 3 nights at a suite and 4 VIP banquets. Thank you for watching 7 at 7. If you have Amazon Fire TV, just search Review Journal to download our channel. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. We'll see you back here tomorrow for 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal. Good night.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.